Well, the dog's ready. You may have heard him come rolling down the stairs. Let you guys get in here. Check the audio as well. He went. "Bzzz." He's like, "Wait, where'd you go?" Everybody get in as the countdown rolls down. Let's check the audio. Uh, yeah, Max, who's getting up there in years, maybe experiencing his, I don't know, maybe he's in Christmas excitement. He went flying. He's like, "Wait, where did Dad go? He's usually in the studio right now. Instead, he's downstairs." He's like, "Wait, where'd he go?" And he's right. "Hey, buddy, how you doing? How are y'all doing? Let's roll the open. It's time for Explorers Expresso, the Christmas edition. In three, two, one, here we go."
Well, it's baseball time in Siouxland once again. The Explorers are out to bring home another win. And when they take the field, they'll be hitting and running and stealing. So come out to the park for that.
All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. Baseball Sioux City style. Dan Vaughn with you. I love it when I play the open and it like blares in my ears there. Jason, good to see you, mate. How you doing? Hope everybody's having a great holiday, great Christmas wherever you are. Hope it's I hope it's not too bad. I was actually up in northern Indiana last weekend, a week ago, and it was definitely Arctic. I know our friends and loved ones in Sioux City experienced that as well. Unfortunately, they're going to be record high or close to record highs in DFW this week. Like in 1955, they had 80 degrees on Christmas. We may get that on Thursday. Crazy, but anyway, glad you're along. You're at Explorers Expresso. Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post will be joining me in a few minutes. It's our Christmas special. We do this every year. It's pretty simple. It's this show I look forward to. Probably the highlight of my off season is this show. As far as these shows are concerned, I love our interview shows we do, but this one's great because let me put the hot stove update down first because we haven't quite gotten there yet. Let me get that, bring that off the screen there. But uh, this is always fun because just we're going to talk a little baseball. But we're also going to talk about Christmas and just that kind of deal. It's really our Christmas greeting to you and our well wishes to you and your loved ones and all that, and just from a Sioux City perspective. Also, my question to you is: this is the question of the show, and I know last year we talked about Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We're going to talk about that again a bit in a minute with Bobby and Mongo. And but my question to you is, and I'm thinking from a it doesn't have to be a Sioux City perspective, but it could be. I mean, Santa, dear Santa, uh, what can you bring us as Explorers fans? That's what I'm thinking of, right? I mean, can you? What is on your Christmas list to bring Santa to bring you this year? What is it? And it may be. It could very well be. I'm looking to see if we're actually on the air here. Let me see here. For some reason, I don't know why it's not doing that. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Boy, I panicked. I thought, and the lighting's a little low here. I know that. Okay. I know that. But I want to be by our tree here at the house, here in the main living room area, just with the tree and my wife's cool art that she's got on the wall. Not really anything she did, but she's an English teacher and it's her favorite book there on the wall. But anyway, yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Yes, the good doctor checking in. But my question to you is, what do you want from Santa? I mean, again, for me, for me, it's pretty simple. I want an American Association Miles Wolf Cup for you folks in Sioux City. That's what I want. That's what I would like. I think we all want that, but maybe is there something out there? Maybe Santa could bring you back. Maybe it's maybe you like, I don't know. My wife checks in. Maybe it's the boozy slushy. Okay, maybe I don't know. Just saying. Maybe it's just a simple of more love to everybody. I would also echo that I love to see what we're doing continue to grow. I'd love to see what we do in Sioux City continue to grow going forward. So again, what do you want Santa to bring you? And it can be very Sioux City eccentric if you like, and that's all good. All right, hot stove update quickly here on Explorers Expresso. Dan Vaughn with you. Snow is what one of the answers is. Snow would be good. Yeah, not going to be snow here. Quickly, had a pretty good week last week. You guys may have seen the video we did have last on the roster update, but a couple of exciting signings. First off, Tanaj Thomas is back. Let me bring this down. You folks in the video are seeing me getting blocked there, but Tanaj Thomas is back. Uh, Story, and I'd forgotten really until I went back and looked. He's a guy that threw 100 miles an hour back when he was kind of spotted as an infielder. They're like, wait, this guy can throw. And I think Bobby would tell you that there's a lot to harness there. They're going to harness it. They're really working on it. And if you remember the story correctly, if I remember correctly, when we picked him up in the trade late last year, young man from the Bahamas, there was that they liked what they saw across the way a couple of weeks prior when he was in town. And one of those classic situations where, we like what we see, we got something here, we can work with this, right? Because remember, what we do here sometimes, we'll ask Bobby about that in Mongo too. What we do here is we do sort of try to not only get them on track, but also harness whatever that is that we see, that they see, that maybe the scouts saw that didn't get worked on in the organization. And that's something I think they're going to work with. I think Tanaj Thomas is going to be a very big part of what the bullpen looks like next year. And we're going to talk about our first show coming back out of the first of the year. But I got to tell you, this thing's very interesting, and we've yet to really see any major offensive names returning. But you've seen a couple of the arms. You're seeing that same philosophy. Let's get some arms. Let's piece it together. Let's get a piece here, a piece there, wherever else we can find it. Let's sort out who pitches where later. You're seeing that with Tanaj Thomas being added to the mix, and a young man who is going to be, I think, the sky's the limit there for the X's again in our hot stove update. The other piece that was added as well, and Julio Rosario for the Dominican Republic, right-hander, was in the Braves system, I believe. Is that correct? No, I'm sorry. The Royals system. Royals. Got my Kansas City Royals system. Reached high A. Again, this is one of those classic, okay, let's see what we got here, and maybe we can turn it into something, right? I mean, we've seen guys like this, right? We've seen these type of guys come through. We've seen them, and the X's have had, pretty decent success grabbing, guys that were they were younger. I mean, this is a guy who was signed when he was 18. Gets not a long sample size, but 4 years in the minor leagues. Bad, but he didn't get the 7 years and all that. But he does. I just see Mongo checking in, and we'll talk more about him. But again, Julio Rosario, right-hander. We'll ask him off the top here, as I believe he and Bobby are standing by. Here at Sports Express, I'm going to bring them in. I get this screen going here, and let's do this in our Christmas extravaganza. And let me go ahead. I believe I'm going to put the right button here. Yeah, yes, here we go. These two faces I love to see at this time of year. There they are. Christmas greetings to you, my friends. Bobby Post on your left on the screen. On the right is manager Steve Montgomery. Holiday greetings, my friends. How are you two gentlemen doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Well, not too bad. Not too bad. Bobby, good to see your smiling face.
Yeah, doing good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Before we go into the fun Christmas stuff, let's do the hot stove. I was just going to the hot stove. Julio Rosario, what can you tell us? Right-hander Royals organization. He seems like he fits. Both guys that we're going to talk about fit what we do, what you do. I say we, but what y'all do. Rosario, young right-hander, harness something there perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, we got a good report on him. Fastball, curveball, changeup, throws everything for strikes, run it up to 94, 95. Just one of those things where he didn't fit in the Royals' plan, so hope he fits into ours. But, it was a good report, and there was a lot of teams in the league after him, and we were fortunate to land him.
Rosario, right-hander. The one I really talked about a moment ago was Tanaj Thomas because, I mean, he's a guy, you guys saw him, and Mongo and I talked about this. I think, Bobby, we talked about it too as well at one point. that you saw him across the way in the other dugout. You love what you saw, and this guy throws gas. I mean, he's a hard throwing guy. But you guys see something there special, I think. I don't know who wants to start with this, but I know you guys do see something. He's a really good piece, man.
He's a great kid. Yeah, he was a guy that obviously was in Milwaukee, and when I saw him throw in Milwaukee, I wanted him. And we tried to get him before he went to Milwaukee. Steve had a conversation with his agent prior to him going to Milwaukee, and we lost him. But Tanaj is a great kid. His best friend is Deshaun on the team, so I mean the connection was there. But the thing people don't know is Tanaj hasn't stopped throwing since the season ended. We've been doing FaceTime from the Bahamas, and he's throwing on a field that looks like a goat pasture. But he's coming along. His velo's starting to come back. We're trying to clean the mechanics up so when he gets here, we're ahead of the curve. But just a wonderful kid. He was down in Florida pitching in what was that?
Some kind of Caribbean tournament that he pitches for the Bahamas, and then the connection there also is that he used to have Kyle Marmon and Deshaun's agent. Um, as his agent, and then got some bad advice and moved over to Rock Nation. But so he comes over there and he still stays. Deshaun's actually living at his agent's house right now, and then Tanaj comes over there and they threw in some tournament down there. But he's a guy that used to be. He was fast tracked. He's supposed to be in the big leagues this year. He was really fast tracked, and then they tried to change something, and he got out of his lower half when he changed it. And here's a young man that used to be 98 to 102 in the starting rotation. And Bobby's been doing a lot of FaceTimes with him and video and stuff like that, trying to get him back into his lower half. And I think it's very important. When you have a kid like that that wants to work that hard and um wants to really dive inside of improving himself and getting himself back, I think those are the guys that we really in past years have thrived with, and guys we have been able to get another shot to.
Sports Expresso, Dan Vaughn with you. That voice you're hearing on the podcast side, Steve Montgomery, Bobby Post, our pitching coach with us, our Christmas extravaganza here, and update the hot stove. Final really baseball question here, guys. Uh, uh, are you prior to Christmas? Are we on track? Do you feel good about where you're at as far as the pieces together?
No.
Dan, like that is a loaded question. You know us. You're on the bus with us. Go back to prior years. You've won 75. You've won 71, and you're sitting there wondering why you didn't win 80. So no, it's you're never. I don't think you're ever satisfied. We're actively working the phones. Trying to get right now a phone number to a guy that we like. Been talking all morning trying to. We've landed the email of the kid, but we have not landed the phone number. So we've been actively trying to land this kid's phone number, and we got one, and then it wasn't the right one. So um, just no, we're never satisfied. I think I don't particularly like the depth, I would say, right now. Which I think everybody's in that same boat, right? We don't like the depth of our teams. I don't look at any roster right now and say, oh wow, they're really deep. It's just it's very very early still, but we're working and trying to land the next piece.
We did find out where the kid works, and Dan Butler is going to go pay him a visit at work
Yeah.
if we can't get a number. So, um, do what we got to do.
If Dan walked into my door and like paid me a visit, that'd get my attention too. I would think. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying. I mean,
yeah. It's crazy how just small the baseball world is, and just how you gotta get creative. Let's just say it. You get creative in yeah, trying to find guys and trying to find guys' numbers.
Flores Espresso, Jason asking, any returners coming back that you can share? I mean, we've got a couple returning. We got Date coming back, and we've had Ryan Beard coming back. Anybody else that on the right? I guess what he's asking. Let me rephrase it this way: will we see more familiar faces?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We've I'm thinking right now, I think we have three guys we've agreed upon contract wise that are returners that we haven't um, as you know, Dan, you're strategic throughout the off season and releasing people. But yeah, we have three that I can think of off the top of my head. Actually, four.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we'll have some familiar faces, but people I can say that aren't coming back. I mean, I think I've mentioned Josh Day is moving on
Yep.
to the Atlantic League. Found out yesterday that Jaron Jackson is going to try his luck out in the Pioneer League, and I'm trying to think. Anybody else off the top of your head? That's the two guys that come off the top of
Right.
my
Right.
head, but we thank them for their service here in Sioux City and everything. It's just when you're
Marmon.
yeah, Marmon, Kyle
Yep.
Marmon. We don't want to mention where he's going quite yet, but it's a big deal. And it's just it makes it difficult. Like there, with the way the contracts are structured, you're going to have turnover a lot each and every year, and the way that the Pioneer League is set up, where you're in a lot of minimum wage state laws. These guys who are making, coming in out of college that we identify and are making 14, 1,500, they become free agents, and that's in the next season, and then they uh, they're offered 22, 24, 3,000. Like it's a decision they have to make, and we can't pay that. We our $3,000 a month guys are AAA big league guys, and another one, Zach Atkinson. He's moving, trying his luck in the Pioneer League as well. So, you're going to have turnover each and every year. It's I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think it's a good thing. It is something that we just have to deal with as a league.
Flores Espresso, Dan Vomit. I dropped my phone there. I got a couple baseball, two more baseball things. We jump into Christmas. I was just at the Texas State football championships Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday last week. Big deal. And I've noticed this a lot more, and maybe I haven't paid attention, but I want to ask it from this standpoint: the social media aspect of these players. And I'm using football as an example. Every kid, how it's changed what you guys do. Because I think Bobby mentioned a moment ago, is FaceTiming. It's changed. You can get where before. Let's go back. Let's just go back 10 years ago. You get a name of a kid, and you were talking about having to find a number, but there's social media presence. There's so many videos out there. It has really changed. I mean, I'm seeing high school prospects basically become their own agent. And this is granted high school football, but putting their name and their number. And I mean, it's out there. It's changed what you guys do too. This whole social media promotion, self promotion. How has it made your job easier, or has it made it harder?
Definitely, I feel like it's made it both. To be honest, it's easier to find people, but if I'm finding them, other people are finding them too. So, the first guy I ever found off of social media was Max Coons. I found Max Coons on social media. I just so happened my son was doing something on social media, posted a video, and it happened to be right beside Max Coons. And I saw this guy. I remember sending the video to Bobby. I was like, "Hey, take a look at this. Like, this looks pretty good." And then he didn't post his phone number, and then we didn't have anything, and then I literally called, I think it was what, 10, 15 Coonses, where I knew that he was around. I finally got his uncle, and then I was able to get his number, and we brought him in, and obviously he got a second opportunity. So but that's the first guy I found off social media. um it's definitely a presence in the I'll call it the youth of America. I think people our age, social media is
Yeah.
like I find it to be GPS. that people are like wanting to know where you're at, what you're doing, everything like that. But
Yeah.
these kids are big into it, and it has definitely created a different side of it that I never thought would we would be recruiting off of.
I'd probably
Yeah.
say the biggest social media guy we found, and he was thrown into a chain link
Huh.
fence,
I forgot about him.
was Connor Overton. And I see this kid thrown into a chain link fence, and there was a little pocket radar, and he's 95 in the fence. And reached out to Mongo, and lo and behold, we knew one of his pitching coaches from college, and that's how we got Connor Overton, and he made it to the big leagues. So
Yeah.
I think these kids now, I mean, they're very social savvy, media presence, and I hate social media. I don't have it, so I rely on this guy for all the social media and videos, and then we go from there.
Sports Expresso, Dan Vaughn. I've got Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post here on our Christmas extravaganza here on this Monday, the 22nd of December. All right, final baseball thing that I've written down here. And I had this conversation with, and I'll tell you where it's coming from. Austin Thomas, who worked with me 2 years ago, just got a gig in AAA working in media relations, and it's a proud papa moment. I found this out on Friday. I'm walking into the gym to do a high school game, and I'm all excited because I just found out you guys have those proud papa moments all the time with your players, and I want to, I know, for example, Willie last year. That was a proud papa moment for you guys. Seeing him get signed and another opportunity, those are very special. I know you. I know we want to win, right? We want to win the Miles Wolf Cup, but does those moments when you see these guys succeed, is that maybe second greatest thing that happens to you guys in the course of a year?
No, absolutely, especially like for my pitching staff. I mean, I'm with these guys from 2 o'clock until after the game. So to have a guy picked up or see a guy picked up, it's
Lost them there. Let me back. There we go. Gotcha. I got you. I got you. Go ahead.
very special to me to see that happens. And I mean, when a guy gets picked back up, obviously they're excited, and we're favorite guys that probably have ever played for me, just as a person and as an individual. And then you build those relationships, you build those bonds with certain guys, and when they get picked up, yeah, you're like, this is awesome, this is great, and then you follow their career. And when Anthony Bender made it to the big leagues, and Connor, I sent them both a text message, and right away back, boom, a response. And the boys went down to Chicago and saw Bender, and he was down there with the Marlins playing, and it's a big deal, because they're representing Sioux City, and they're representing themselves, and it just shows people that as far as away you may think you are, you're close, and as close as you are, you're far away. So it
Yeah.
just gives them a little bit more drive to come the independent route to see the success stories. So yeah, it's very special to me.
Sorry, I'm trying to reach out to a kid right now.
All right.
Who
Well,
just that's
we're live.
that's the reason why that's the reason why my phone went dead. So just trying to tell him that I'm not just ignoring his calls. I'm trying to, you know, do our Christmas extravaganza.
Yeah.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Tell him that you're
I'm
doing
trying to
high
figure out
media.
how to.
I hear the echo there.
It's incredible. I mean, this is the stuff I deal with now. Is
Hey, you got to stop because it's picking up your thing. So let me, um, hold on. Let me call you back.
Social media.
Yeah, I don't know how to I can't I don't know how to like send a message via the watch now, and I don't know if that's sent. I don't know. Hopefully,
It's a perfect segue to the Christmas side of things here, as Rick
hey,
says, "Merry Christmas,
open up
guys."
your
Good to
phone
see. Rick
because I
says,
know
"Merry
he's got this
Christmas."
contact in there. Okay, let me text the guy.
There
Bobby,
we go.
Bobby, tell him we're doing a show, and we'll call him afterwards. So there you go.
Uh, by the way,
Um,
Jennifer says, "Get off your phone." Someone named Jennifer Post says, "Get off your phone. You're not that important." She says.
oh wow,
wow. Tell her just to keep doing what she's doing at the office while I'm gone.
right. Tell her the CEO of the business um, is busy right now, and she needs to keep focused on her job
Yeah.
before the CEO comes over.
And make sure both office bathrooms have toilet paper. And what I told her when I left to get that done.
I'm sure she can hear you fine. I'm sure she can hear you fine. Explorers Expresso, Dan Vaughn, as you see Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post on our Christmas extravaganza. All right, let's jump into Christmas stuff. I don't care who goes first or a favorite Christmas movie, Mongo.
Ooh, I'm not a big movie guy. I'm not. I think you know that, Dan. I'm
Yes, I
just
know.
not. I am not a movie guy. But um, you know, uh, I used to like when I was young. I don't know if it's a movie, but like Charlie Brown's Christmas when it was on when it was on TV. Because listen, I grew up in a farm town. Okay, I didn't grow up in Long Beach. I grew up in a farm town. So like having cable TV. I didn't have cable TV till I was like 14, 15 years old. I remember having to share a phone line.
Running water, electricity.
Well, I had that, but like I grew up in a farm town. So when that was on, that was a big deal because my parents used to say that I was like Pigpen because I was always outside playing in the dirt or playing outside, and we would play till all hours of the night, 2:33 in the morning. We were playing basketball at the neighbor's house. So um,
How can that be they don't even talk in that show, do they?
yeah,
I
they
do.
take the football like I would do to you. I would be Peppermint Patty, and then like I would take the football and you would go to kick it and I'd move it and you'd flip fall.
Well, and again, Jennifer, this Jennifer person says you're still Pigpen, whoever that is. I don't know. I can send a picture as well. It says. So I'm just throwing this out there. I'm just the messenger here. Bobby, do you have a Christmas movie or a Christmas? Maybe it's a show. 'Cause,
There we
I
go.
like Charlie Brown Christmas. Do you have a Christmas movie you like?
Does Snoop have a Christmas special?
Oh, wow. Wow. Not so much a Christmas movie, but like when the kids were growing up, we'd watch a movie together, and then they'd open up their pajamas or whatever else. Mine was I always wanted to watch Step Brothers, and then halfway through it, everybody be asleep, and I'd still be laughing. So I don't know about a Christmas movie, but that was my go-to on
There you
Christmas Eve.
go.
But see, that's what I mean. Like he didn't. That's answering the wrong question. Okay, Christmas movie.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, you didn't like the one where the kid stuck his tongue on the flagpole?
Shoot your out, kid. Christmas
What,
story.
what was that? What was that
Christmas
one?
story. Christmas
What is it?
story. The Christmas
Yeah,
story.
yeah, that was like me, like a year ago, like the big kid
No,
with the puffer jacket.
you were like the marshmallow guy from Ghostbusters. The big thing that came through town, took out buildings and stuff.
Do you know? I can tie this back to baseball though. That movie and the script, the book that's based on was actually the area around Gary, Indiana, back in the day, back in the 1950s. Did you know that? It's just a little trivia.
The Christmas Story.
Yeah, the Christmas story is based on the suburbs of the Northwest Indiana. They're in Gary. Yeah, Gary, Indiana.
Wow,
Yeah, it's changed a little bit since then, but I just would say, but yeah.
wow, don't
Uh,
changed a
uh,
lot.
I can send. Apparently, there's pictures out there. Okay, anyway. All right, continue here on Explorers Express. So, all right, now I can go back. I can tell you one of my favorite jerseys or things I got at Christmas. I can go back and tell you some of my favorite ones. One was a Dallas Cowboys number 12 Roger from Sears catalog jersey with I got the little ski
Jeez.
cap, right? Do you have a famous or favorite Christmas present when you were a kid? Do you have one that you remember as you were a kid that was something you got? You remember that it's your favorite one ever?
Hey Dan, you could probably go and get a Prescott jersey right now for about $2 at Walmart.
Well, there's that. I mean, they are god awful, but yes, they're
Listen,
terrible.
but actually your team is better than our team right now. I'm a Browns fan. He's a Raiders fan. So we're back right now actively um, in the first, trying to get the
But
first pick.
but you've got hope. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you got
I
a
mean,
nice
I got.
stadium though.
Oh, I was broadcasting there last Thursday. It was pretty cool, man. It was actually
Yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, but again, that shows you my history with the team. But I mean, that was a huge present. I remember getting. Do you have anything that you remember as a kid that you got? And it could be something fancy. Maybe it was something you're like, man, I remember that was. I remember like, and it was something I always remember. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I remember my dad. I wanted a racetrack, and it was the ones that you put together, and you'd have the two remote control cars and race each other. Um, I remember getting that, and it was a big deal. That, and I got a thing called Tin Can Alley, where you set the Dr. Pepper cans up, and you had a little gun that shot the light
Yeah.
out and knocked the cans off. That was pretty cool as a kid. So, and as an adult, probably the tickets to the Raiders game to go see the Raiders play from the girls, and that was pretty special.
I would have. If I was answering for him, I thought it would have been his beautiful wife as a present and his beautiful children, but he didn't go there with it, so I'll say that
Well,
for
I
him.
told my wife when she met me 33 years ago, that was the best thing for her since Christmas. So there we go.
There's that.
um,
Vanity aside, there's that. That's good
yeah.
news.
My the present that sticks out for me was if, and I'll know he'll remember it. You might even remember it, Dan.
Color TV.
No, no. Well, I will say that my grandma did. I had the first color TV in my house, in my bedroom, because my grandma bought it. And then my parents got a little mad, and we went and got one of them ones that sit on the floor with the wood all around it and everything. But
Yeah, the wood paneling. Yeah,
yeah, wood
yeah,
paneling. My thing
the
that
wood.
really sticks out was we used to have my neighbor. My neighbor had everything, like and we used to have big wheel races around his garage, and we set up cones and everything. And I was the first one in the neighborhood to have the green machine. If you remember that, it was the
Yes.
first time. You remember that? And I would just spin people out with my big, because it had real wide tires and everything. I would just spin it out, and so I remember getting that, and then. I remember getting my first gold chain. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that when I was 16 years old. I got a little herringbone necklace. I remember that, and but yeah, it take back to the years. But Christmas now it's about the kids um, and everything. I know his family's super excited about their grandson and watching him, and I'll be over there Christmas Day, and watching him, because it's about the kids now, and Santa coming and visiting if you've been nice, and that's what Christmas is about. And I enjoy watching people open gifts, and I now at an older age than it is about me opening gifts. Like I like to see the excitement on their faces.
It's interesting too. You bring that up. I didn't write this down, but I find it interesting because I think it does change you when you Christmas as a young person, not even in college or whatever, and then when you have your own kids, it changes. And now that you got grandkids, it probably even changes again, Bobby. Is the excitement? Is it maybe going? Does it take you back, perhaps?
I can't answer that question. I'm not old enough to have grandkids yet, but I'll let the old man answer it.
I asked Bobby, not you. But go ahead.
This
I know, I know,
it's
I know,
incredible, isn't it? We're
I
6 months
know.
apart. Um, yeah, I mean, you have your kids, and it's exciting to see them open presents, and then here comes this little guy that changes everything. And I'm actively looking for that racetrack to put together to have the two remote control cars to get them. um, I want to get them one of those cars, those remote control cars that you sit in, you ride around, but Jen's against that right now. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome because I can live through him, and he's the first boy in my family because everything else is girls in our house. So, to get him, Steve bought him a wiffle ball and a tee the other for his birthday. So now he's starting to use that. So, um, yeah, it changes the dynamics of Christmas. That's for sure because it seems like every time we go somewhere to get something for one of the girls, it's two presents for him, and we forget about the girls. So uh, I can't wait for Thursday to see his reaction on some of the stuff he gets.
That's going to be great. Flores Expresso, Dan Vaughn with you, Steve Montgomery, Bobby Post here on this Monday, the 22nd of December. Okay. All right. Now, we talked about Christmas Eve and Day last year. We've already been through that. But do we have any go to? You've got to have this on Christmas Day. Is there anything you've got to have? Like, is there any food item or any snack that you've got to have? Anything you've got to have on Christmas Day?
Well, I'll answer that because He's at my house Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Pretty much
Boxing
any
Day. Yeah.
day that ends in Y, he's at my house. So, um, yeah, there's a staple breakfast. We get up in the morning and I do the English muffins with cheese sauce, as he calls it, kibasi, but it's called kibasa,
Kabasi.
and that's a brown sugar mix, and then the
Yeah.
the hash browns, and so that's a staple. And then the snacks leading up to the Christmas dinner because football's on, and then it's always been a staple prime rib dinner, but now prime ribs at $40 a pound, so it might be hamburgers and hot dogs. I don't know.
Hey, that's funny you say that. I was at church yesterday, and the pastor did say, hamburgers actually sound good on Christmas. It actually sounds pretty good. Why do why they sound good? A good
Well,
burger on Christmas would be terrible.
No,
and I kind of agree with it this year because the weather's supposed to be like 50 some degrees on Christmas Day here, which is incredible, right?
It's
So
80 in Dallas.
why not just grill out? Why
That's what we're
not?
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, just like pop some steaks or pop some burgers and dogs and because I'm all about, and he'll tell you, I'm all about the sides. Like we got to have sides. We got to have the cheesy corn. You got to have the green bean casserole. You got to have like I'm all about the sides. I could go without the meat. Like I could. The only staple, like he'll tell you, is that kibasi. Like I have to have that. Like that's a go-to at the post house. If he tells me he's cooking breakfast, I'm like, well, we're having the kibasi, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, we gotta have the kibasi. And actually, I tried it for the first time. I cooked it myself probably what 3 weeks ago. I tried it, and it just wasn't the same. It just isn't. It's just he has it down pat.
He's got mad skills here in Explorers Expresso. All right, now I grew up in the South, so I don't know if this is a big of a deal, but I got to ask this because I know that is in California, Ohio, but because I kind of think it's kind of iffy. But does eggnog suck?
awful.
Outstanding.
So it was a big player. Eggnog was a big player in Ohio, manga.
Oh, especially homemade. And then
Really?
you could homemade, but then they would spice it up with a little, little extra stuff if you're feeling me on what and then like I saw my parents and it was kind of like a white Russian kind of drink and
Yeah.
they would pour the eggnog and I remember being 8, 10 years old, and I just thought it was normal eggnog and I'm just crushing this stuff. And then finally my dad looked at me like, "Are you drinking this eggnog?" I'm like, "It's outstanding." Well, it had a little alcohol in there, and then my dad kind of panicked a little bit, and like, how much
I,
have you had to drink and stuff like that? I was like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 cupfuls, and so then. I mean, I guess I don't remember like if I was drunk or whatever, but my parents had a little fit, but I remember being at my brother's house for um, Christmas, and this was right when he had become early. It was early, so my niece was, oh man, she had to be 4 or 5 years old, and my brother had just become a surgeon, got out of residency and all that stuff, and he was starting his own practice and everything. And I remember my mom and my stepdad brought down a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue, okay, which is a very expensive like scotch, and scotch to me is awful. And so I poured like the scotch, and it was like a normal cup, but I thought they were just drinking on the rocks, so I went and poured the like, oh, it's too much. I remember at like 14, 15 years old, I was like, oh, it's too much. Wham! I hammered it right and brought it down. Listen, that day, oh man, I was sicker than a dog. And that's one Christmas I could go without.
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't do eggnog. It's
yeah,
it's too
not
thick,
good. Yeah,
and
you're a texture guy too, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
bad texture.
Yeah,
yeah.
listen,
Bobby Post to your left, Steve Montgomery your right. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Steve. Right there on the Explorers
he's
Espresso.
allergic to alcohol now. Like, come on, Dan. Like, can we stop with it? Like I
I
hear
wish
it
I
all the time. Like, he wasn't allergic when we were on a 5 game losing streak like 6 years ago, and we decide we're gonna go to a liquor store because we both of us don't really drink, but we're gonna
right.
go and we're gonna change our luck. And guess what? The pecan whiskey changed our luck. He wasn't allergic then, but now all of a sudden, at an older age, he's allergic.
No, I got COVID and it messed me up, and all of a sudden now I'm allergic to alcohol.
Oh, now we're back on COVID. Oh my gosh, the
Uh,
flu. It's
by the
flu.
way, Nate Gherkin says sounds like it should be a team dinner at Bobby's. Okay, all right. So we'll have to note that this summer. I have to make sure we know that. That's a good idea. All right, wrapping things up here. Where was I? My list of fun stuff here in Explorers Expresso with Steve Montgomery on your right and Bobby Post on your left. Now, I will answer this question for you from my answer because years ago when I was in high school, we went on a family trip at Christmas, and it was one of the most memorable Christmases I ever had. Do you have anyone that stands out? I mean, I remember that Christmas like it was yesterday, Mongo.
No,
They all kind of run together because that's what I can't remember the rest of them.
I said this to someone the other day, that I have not been on a like true vacation, since I started professional baseball. And that's just because summer and you're busy during the summer, and then obviously I had kids and everything like that. Like I haven't been on a true vacation. My family, like when we were like 12, 14 years old, we would take a summer trip with like a camper and go to like campgrounds and do some fishing and stuff like that. Like that's what my dad really enjoyed to do. So, but since being a young adult all the way to now, I really haven't been on a vacation.
Think of anything, Bobby, that stands out as that one you remember more than others?
I mean, as a kid, we didn't go like away for Christmas. We stayed home, and the grandparents came over. And I remember my grandparents every Christmas would come over, and they had these little booklets that each me and my sister got, and there was a booklet from Disneyland, and that was back when you would go to Disneyland. You'd have to have tickets to go on the rides, so you'd have an A ticket, an E ticket. The E ticket was the roller coasters, and we got those every year. And I remember it was like a $7 booklet, and now you can't get in Disneyland for under $300. So
Oh,
we got those every year. I couldn't wait for Christmas because then I knew I was going to Disneyland, and being able to ride all the rides. Because for you that didn't grow up in California, that grew up in Ohio, that you had to ride a donkey to the grocery store. We got to ride roller coasters and go to amusement parks and have fun. So that probably stands out the most in my head. But every year, me and my wife go somewhere. We just got back from Florida. We went out there to see football and hockey. Year before, we went to Vegas to watch the Raiders and the Golden Knight play the Kings. So me and my wife do more vacationing now in the off season than probably
right.
for Christmas or whatever.
Well, apparently Jennifer says I think we definitely vacation differently, Steve. Apparently, a yoga retreat was a vacation. That's what it says
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did. I forgot about that. I went on a yoga retreat out to Sedona, Arizona. So that was interesting. I forgot about that. Yeah, I just went on it. What, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
2.5 months.
Yoga retreat.
Uh, it,
This is what
I,
I do
I,
with yoga.
hey, to each their own. I guess I don't know.
I
Sure.
I did
Did you
it
have
more.
the mat and all that? Were the like
Yeah,
the yoga
I had I
pants and all
have I
that?
have a mat. I have a moisture wicking towel so that you can wipe off, and it does that. And I actually met someone out there, so I'm super excited. That I was able to meet someone out there, and we've been talking for about 3 months, and we'll see how it goes.
Down in the corner in Winslow, Arizona. That
Yeah, they
sounds
can
like
they
Eagle
can they
song.
can have a conversation when they're holding the tree pose or the downward dog. Now, what are we doing?
I, you know what I use it for? I use it
Oh, here
for.
we go.
Here's what I'll say about yoga. It's for me. And I think you would agree with this, Dan. I think he would too. Uh, Mentally, I was in a lot better place this year. Okay, I thought clearer. I was thinking clearer. Everything about me was a lot clearer. And when I do yoga, it allows me to escape and mentally get in a place that I like. and I know he's going to make fun of me about this, but it does. It allows it. And here's the thing: I want to take him to yoga. Like, yeah, I'd love for him to go and just experience it one time.
Well, Jennifer says you need some yoga, Bobby.
Oh, I do need
See,
yoga. My flexibility is awful. I don't disagree with that, but
I can touch my toes now.
well,
There's that.
because he can touch his toes because the thing that was stopping him from hitting his toes was right here, and now he's lost a lot of weight, and I'm proud of him for that.
Yes,
And
I am too.
he looks great. I mean, last year I was a little concerned with the way he was looking, because he kind of looked like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. Um, but now he looks good. His complexion's back. But let me tell you what I'm tired of, Dan. Okay, now that we can get this out in the open, I'm tired of the diabetes. I'm tired of the yoga. I'm tired of all this. Oh, he doesn't have his earpiece in today, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy because he's you've lost a lot of weight too. You look great. You don't get on the bus and tell me you can't eat that. You can't drink that.
Yes, he does. We talk. Dan and I talk when we're in the gas station. Do we not talk, Dan,
We do.
about
We do pass
healthy
the snacks.
choices?
We do. We try to make it healthy. He reminds me about a healthy choice. I remind him, but I don't dance in the end zone with it. I guess
And
is what
and
I'm
and,
saying.
and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this that last year there was an article in the newspaper, and Bobby can back me up on this. There was an article in the newspaper, and they had a picture of me
But yeah,
up on in the newspaper, and two people had told me that I looked like dog poop in the photo because I was you remember that I was unshaven a
Yeah,
little bit.
clean it up.
Yeah, clean it up. You look like dog poop. And since that point, I've really taken that into accountability of my appearance each and every time I step on the field, or each time I come to the field, every time I represent, which is every time I walk out into the public, that I'm representing the Sioux City Explorers. So I've taken that to heart that an appearance um, is what it is. So I get made fun of constantly now because I used to be just a hoodie and shorts and just everything. Yeah, I used to have that, but now I take a little pride in it now. And then I get called Lulu Steve. I get
Yeah,
called Lulu Mongo.
and not to mention, okay, the
oh,
one
there we
thing
go.
that really
Yes,
bothers me, okay,
yes,
it is the purse.
yes. I was going to ask that because it was asked on the screen, but I was letting you
The
saw that.
purse. Okay, I'm okay with the Lulu and the polo, and he's bringing back the members only. I'm okay with all that. Like, he's the manager. He should look nice. He should dress professional. We wear collar shirts on and off the bus. I get that. Okay, but the purse.
Briefcase.
It's a purse. Okay,
Carry all.
and you know what I just found out?
But
He's been trying to hide from me. Okay,
What?
the crossbody bag.
I thought about Dan instead of because they rag on me about the purse. Okay, it's not a purse, it's a briefcase. And the reason why I like that briefcase so much, I used to carry a little Under Armour one, and I would stick my lineup cards in there. And you can attest to this when you would come get the lineup. The corners of the lineup cards would be bent a little bit, and that drove me nuts. When I got this bag,
Purse.
okay, the lineup cards fit nicely, and there is no corners turned, so it fits legal sized things perfect.
Okay.
And then I can stick my all my chargers in there. I can stick my passport in there. I can stick snacks. I can stick
Oh, carrot sticks and
snacks.
celery.
yeah, I can stick cucumbers and protein bars and
Hummus.
stuff like that. I can stick all that stuff inside there, and it's perfect. And
Okay.
so the crossbody bag, because they were ragging on me so much, I was like, oh, well, how could I carry that stuff? And I was thinking about a crossbody bag. So then he started really coming unglued on me about this. And I'm thinking about just maybe a backpack, but then I'm sure the backpack that I would get wouldn't be approved, would not get approved. So I
No. So I carry the same size cards he carries for my pitchers. Okay, and mine aren't.
In a binder in your pitching bag.
Mine's not card stock like his is because it's got to go on the wall. Mine is just paper because me and my pitching staff's not bougie. Okay, so sometimes I got to put it in my backpack. Fits perfect.
Okay, hold on. Now let me rephrase this, Dan. Is he carrying the same backpack as he was in prior years? Or did he get the bougie Los Angeles Angels backpack now that my hitting coach and my pitching coach now carry bougie MLB? We're not with the Angels, are we?
Is that what he got from Roth? Is it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bougie backpack that
Where's
has
mine?
so many compartments I can carry
Sean,
everything
you can
in.
get me one. Where's mine? What's up with
Well, we'll get you one. Raph will get you one. But let me tell you, my isn't Louis Vuitton.
Mine isn't either.
What is it? Gucci? Gucci, sorry. Gucci.
Okay, but I received it as a present.
that?
That's not something like. And let me ask you this. Hold on, Dan. Remember, I showed you the other day a Go Yard bag. Remember? And I
Yeah.
said how exclusive. Ask Dan if he owns anything Go Yard. What?
Dan?
Yes, my wife got me a wallet last year for Christmas.
A wallet. A
Yes.
wallet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a little wallet puts in your
Okay.
pocket.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Correct?
his wife's a doctor. He should have that.
Who sent me the bag? My brother. What is he?
A doctor. But he's married to a doctor. You're not.
Oh, I have doctors in the family.
Oh my
I
God.
have doctors in the
Oh
family.
my
And
gosh. This is great stuff. You can't
and,
pay
and
for
Dan,
this.
I'm gonna challenge your wife. I want her to get you a Go Yard briefcase. I'm challenging
A Go Yard briefcase,
Mrs. Vaughn to go
doctor.
with the Go Yard because if he goes with a Go Yard briefcase, I'll go with a Go Yard briefcase.
I'm telling you right now, Dan, if you have a purse and you come on that bus, I'm driving the rest of the year.
I can tell you I won't have a purse. I can tell you
Thank
that.
you.
I might dress nice, but that's about it. I won't
You
have a
do.
purse.
You are one of the,
Best
best
dressed
dressed
radio guy in the
radio
league.
guys in the
No,
league.
there's
In the
no
league.
doubt.
Hands
There's no
down.
doubt.
Hands down.
There's no doubt. I may suck on the air, but I at least look good.
Hands
That's
down. Phenomenal
appreciate you
dresser.
guys. Thank you too. Explorers Express. All right, final thing before I let you guys go. All right, I just won the lottery or whatever, the lotto, whatever. Uh, Bobby, you get to buy Mongo anything you would like to buy him. Go.
A Go Yard purse.
Okay.
I,
Mongo,
Appreciate
you
that.
get to buy
actually,
you get to buy
we
Bobby.
talk
Go.
about it all the time. If I was to win that big lottery, the $1.2 billion, whatever it is, I would buy some property in town here, and I would build him a house for him and his kids, me a house, my kids all a house. But there's one thing that we have to have on the property is a farm pond. Okay, got to have the farm pond. Um, love fishing, big fishing guy, and got to have a couple things to ride on the property, and probably a riding lawnmower so he can take care of the property. But that would be the one thing I would do is I would buy us some property and have some houses built so we'd have like a little combine out there and um,
Compound.
compound.
Combine you,
Compound.
Yeah,
buddy.
compound. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
Combine's a farm, but yeah.
yeah, we'd have one of them too. But that's probably what I would do is make sure we all had something to nice homes for all of us, and then I would actually take care of a lot of people in the community that are a little less fortunate.
Mongo, you just got the big check from the lotto. What are you doing for Bobby?
Definitely, it would be the same. It would actually be the same. I told him though one stipulation that if we did hit it is that we still do this, and I've told him that numerous times. I would still want to be the manager and him as my pitching coach and do this, because it I don't. It wouldn't change who I am. and the drive that I have. It would just um,
Would you have Gucci shower shoes?
no, no, it wouldn't. I would still have my high. I've had the same shower shoes since 2001. No, 2002. Ohio State shower shoes. When you're in important bowl games and you're in important playoffs, you represent the teams that you like. Dan probably has Texas Tech shower shoes right now. You, on the other hand, your team hasn't been in the playoffs since you were paying Reggie NIL back in 2005, and so we can but I wouldn't change who I am, Dan. I would definitely I would take care, and I think what would be important though is on that compound is that make sure all of our kids as well would have houses available to them in that area, just because uh just making sure that when everybody came, they had their own space, right? So he has three kids, so we'd make sure that him and his wife, well, four, yeah, sorry, uh, um, and just making sure everyone had their own half. I have two and stuff like that. So just making sure everybody had their own space, but and then inside of that whole space would be that huge stocked fishing pond, and we would concrete a path around it because he's afraid of spiders and ticks and stuff. Well, so we would concrete it and then make sure we have logs and stuff like that inside there, and then obviously taking care of people, donating some money to the church and those who are less fortunate to. Especially around the days like this, like I would like to play Mongo Claus, and just kind of like a celebrity that does a great job with that is Shaq, where you see a lot of TikToks and stuff like that about Shaq going out in the community and stuff like that, giving the less fortunate people. That would be a great thing to be able to
We'll
do.
probably have to have a Morton building too for him to do hot yoga in.
Yes. You build that right in your house. You build that right in your house. You have mirrors so that you can see and make sure your form is good and stuff like that. And a prior requirement would be that he have to do yoga with me every morning.
Explorers Expresso, rounding third, heading for home on the interview with Steve Montgomery, Bobby Post. Okay, this is the final thing. This is a little, the final, we do this every year. We do our Christmas wishes for everybody out there. And I'll let Bobby, you can go first if you'd like, and give you or Steve, who wants to go first? Your Christmas message or wish to the Explorers family.
Well, just that everybody stays safe around the holidays, and obviously those who have a blessed Christmas, and those who are less fortunate, if you can, make someone's day to go out and provide a Christmas present for those who are less fortunate. But just with I appreciate all the support that everyone has shown me in the 11, 12 years that I have been here, and we truly appreciate that um, from our front office staff to our owner, to his, Brett, Denny, the people who are behind the scenes, our front office staff, our interns, our radio interns, yourself, my coaching staff, the players, ticket takers, host families, concession workers, just everybody. I can't say how grateful we are for all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes that people don't. It takes a whole army to make sure we are able to just do our jobs and concentrate on the field and go out and everything that we need to do to make sure that it's a successful year. And I can't thank them people enough for their continued support and each year showing up, and all of our sponsors and everybody that makes this whole thing tick. I can't thank them enough. And have a safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and stay safe. And um, if you are drinking, yeah, to get an Uber, get a Lyft. Don't drink and drive. And I hope to see everybody in 2026. I mean, just think, it seems like the other day it was 2014, and around this time, I think it was like December 19th, around this time, I had met Bobby for the first time. I was doing an introductory press conference, and it just seems like it was the other day. But nine big leaguers later, 60 some guys getting another opportunity. Here we are getting ready to enter 2026. And if I didn't give a shout out to my host mom, Jennifer Post, then I would be remiss as well. So, just everybody stay safe out there and have a good holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's why I let him go first because I had to miss a lot of people. But just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and staying safe. And can't thank you guys enough for what you guys do for us and make our jobs easy. So just Merry Christmas and remember what the true meaning of Christmas is.
And I want to give another shout out to people, and I always forget these people, and it just occurred to me, is the people who work in the press box. Our video department, our people that run the scoreboard, our people that run the pitch clock, everything like that. I always miss them, right? And I want to give a shout out to them because obviously if the pitch clock is messed up, I'm I'm all irritated, right? And if the scoreboard's messed up and the counts and stuff like that, those people don't get any credit too. So Townley, who runs our video production, and everybody who works up in that press box. I know Tom gives them a shout out and stuff like that, but I always forget them. So a big shout out to those people as well because they're part of the production. They're part of that team. They make your life easier, right, Dan? And when they have the counts, or and everything like that, and obviously to all of our directors that make this league go, and our American Association staff, Josh and Josh, and Brownie, everybody.
The two other guys that we kind of forget that a lot of people don't know about that keep us going on and off the field is Dr. Brenner and Dr. Sneller.
Yes.
Without those two guys, I mean, Dr. Sneller keeps us with the injuries and the little nagging injuries that we send him over to see and his staff and what they do for us and keeping us healthy. But Dr. Brenner is, newly to our organization and he's our team doctor for the guys that have a little bit of the sniffles or a cold or whatever.
He's my team doctor for diabetes.
He is. He's Team Mongo. Um, but what two great individuals that are always make themselves available to us and make our job easier. So shout out to those two guys and Merry Christmas to them as well.
And a shout out to Dr. Brenner's son, Rajesh. That's how you pronounce his name? Rajesh. Because we're taking a Vegas trip next year for his 21st birthday in October. So big shout out to him. Hopefully, Dr. Brenner's listening. And, Rajesh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So he tells me that every time I see him. So super excited about that trip. We're heading out there in October.
For your time. I always enjoy this. These are the highlights of the Expresso season is this. And Steve, thank you for everything you do. Bobby, everything you do, both of you guys do for myself and my wife and the support you guys give. And I appreciate, much love to y'all. Have a great Christmas with you and yours. I love you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas.
do me a favor. Will you tell Mama, your mom, Merry Christmas?
Mom, Merry Christmas
Yes,
too.
she's probably watching right now, or she'll be watching a replay, and she'll be very delighted to hear that. So I appreciate you guys so much.
I already got the Chicago trip on the schedule.
Yeah, she's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's ready to go.
Opening night, opening series in Chicago.
Opening
I
series
guarantee
and
you.
opening casino. That's good. That's it.
Mama Vaughn will be there.
Absolutely. I'll
And
see you
then she'll
guys.
be at the what's the casino? What's the casino called that's right there?
River something, right?
River Bend.
River, yeah, right,
River
yeah.
Bend. I'm sure she'll be there hitting a couple slots.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Y'all be good. Have a great week. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Thanks,
There
Dan.
they are, those two legends right there, Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post right there. Thank you for their time here on Explorers Expresso. And boy, greatness right there as we round third, head for home. And it's, again, we do these shows all year. We do the interviews, we do, the players, and they're all great. Don't get me wrong. But this one's always fun because we can kind of spend basically 45 minutes having fun. It's a lot of it's stuff that Bobby and I talk about on Sundays, and because Steve and I's conversations during the season are the first game of the series, and a lot of times it's very, very specific to what we're doing that night. So let's say we're playing Sioux Falls. It's very Sioux Falls. Once in a while, we'll talk a little bit about the 4th of July or Memorial Day or whatever. Bobby and I get a little more of that on Sundays. We get to kind of lay back and talk about the life on the road and all that. But this is always fun to get those two together, have a chat about Christmas and their memories, and just wishing you guys a Merry Christmas and all that. And I love it. They're first class all the way. I know I'm biased, but I just don't think that it's not lost on me. And it's how fortunate we are as an organization to have people like that being a part of it. It's really special. It's not that way everywhere. The family, I talk about the family thing all the time. And it is a family, and the Explorers family, the little engine that could, what do you want to call it, is special. It's different. And it's because of gentlemen like that here. Explorers Expresso, routing third headed for home, as I mentioned a moment ago. It is a Christmas special. I'm here by the tree, presents and all that, by the tree. Uh, and I asked earlier that what the question was basically what was it could have to be Explorers centric, but what did you want from Santa this year? And I think Bobby and Steve really summed up. Mentioned I asked it from their standpoint. What would they get each other? Uh, you know, they'd want to take care of each other and their families. I think we all want to do that. I think obviously the ultimate gift as an Explorers family would be to win an American Association, win a Miles World Cup. That's the ultimate, right? But I think we all are in the same agreement that love and family and just treating those around us the best we can is probably the best gift. But everybody's got their own idea of what we want to do for Santa, right? As we all have that same thing. Now, because of the length, and I last year went way too long, so I want to close with this. I wrote this piece, and I've got it in my hands here. And the background of it is this: my first couple of years in Australia, I realized one of the best ways to teach baseball to Australians was through the movies, because most of the Australians had seen baseball movies. They had all seen some really good, they'd seen the Field of Dreams and things like that, right? They'd seen them. Now, they didn't necessarily understand the game, but they understood the movie. And so my thought was to kind of educate my Australian brethren who are trying to learn the sport one way. And they gave me a couple, and actually this is true, gave me a couple of movies that were sporting movies that got me kind of in their culture. There was a couple of cricket movies, a couple of rugby. There was one about Aussie rules footy that I watched that sort of got me into their culture, right? What was their sport culture? And baseball is unique. It's very American, and but it's also international with Japanese game and Taiwan, the growing game in Europe. It's been huge. So one of the ways I thought to kind of educate there were a lot of really dear mates of mine. My dear mate Harold, for example, who lives in Perth, he did not grow up a baseball guy. He discovered baseball many moons down the road. He was already retired basically when he discovered the Cardinals and Braves a National League Championship Series one year. And he fell in love with it, right? He kind of adopted the Mets. There's friends of mine, mates of mine in Australia who all grabbed baseball from that perspective. So my thought was, I wrote a piece on the ABL website years ago, and it was the best. My thought were the best baseball movies, and I kind of, the holidays are a great time to catch up on not only your Christmas movies, but your movie watching, your TV watching as a family. And I'm going to run through my list quickly here, but I'm going to give you my top five here. I wrote this piece. I dropped my pages a moment ago. They're all out of order here, so give me a moment here. There we go, and there we go, and there we go. There's my honorable mentions. I even have honorable mentions. So, these could be changed or so. And Jason says, "I want a championship." Me too, man. I think that's all. That's all there. Now, I'll read these two. Won't give a lot of commentary, but I'm going to go backwards here from where are we at? I dropped these on the floor as I said. Here we go. From 20 backwards, and I'm going to give you a little commentary on the top five. Okay, these are baseball movies that I think would be great for the holidays, great for you as a baseball fan, Explorers fan, to kind of revisit as you're trying to warm up in the winter. You're trying to get yourself to summer where you want to wear the shorts again. This is sort of what I'm thinking. There's a 1992 movie called The Babe. It was a biopic on Babe Ruth. I believe John Goodman actually plays Babe Ruth in that. A cute little rom-com with the Farley brothers, Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. Number 19 is a movie called Fever Pitch, actually filmed during the Boston Red Sox run in 2004. 18 is a tearjerker. It's Bang the Drum Slowly from 1973. Michael Moriarty and early pre-fame Robert De Niro there. It's sort of a Brian song of baseball. If you remember the movie Brian Song about the relationship between Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo with the Bears. Very similar. It's a similar situation where it's based on the Yankees, but it's a kind of a fictional story, but about a player going through an early life sickness. 17 is the movie Cobb, Tommy Lee Jones, 94 movie about Ty Cobb, greatness there, biopic. I love the movie 61, underrated, I think. Billy Crystal brought this film to life in 2001. HBO movie. It was about Roger Maris's race. Really good stuff with, I believe, Barry Pepper plays Roger. Some really good back and forth, him and Mickey Mantle. You can see the difference in their lifestyles. Number 15 is Mr. Baseball, Tom Selleck from 92. It's a Japanese look at the game through the American eye, perhaps, of an import, a gaijin going to Japan. 14, Pride of the Yankees, 1942. Gary Cooper plays Lou Gehrig. Yep, you guessed the story of Lou Gehrig. That's the I'm the Luckiest Man in the World, 1942. 13, The Rookie of 2002. It's entirely shot mostly in Texas, but about the Jim Morris, the high school coach who goes back in time and winds up pitching the big leagues of the Rays. 8 Men Out from 98. Sorry, from 88, rather. 8 Men Out. It's the story of the Black Sox scandal. It's pretty biographical as well from a lot of standpoints. The one thing I will tell you, I've read some books on this. Most of the way that Shoeless Joe Jackson's portrayed in movies, they're not real good. So I will just, it's not, Shoeless Joe was from South Carolina, not from the upper Midwest, just so you know. For the Love of the Game, number 1199 with Kevin Costner. It's the story of, it's Billy Chapel, but it's really based upon, it's a sort of a true life story. There was Vin Scully's in it as well. John C. Reilly. It's Denny McClain, really. It's not the bio Denny McClain, but Denny McClain, who served time in prison, also was a Cy Young winner. It's really his story. Really good one right there. Moneyball is number 10, 2011. Brad Pitt, you know that one. Number 9, The Sandlot. It's a classic, 93. Just greatness right there. I resonate with that because I played baseball in my cul-de-sac growing up as a kid. Number 8 is 42, more recent, 2013. Harrison Ford is great as Branch Rickey, really unsung character in that movie. And number 7, The Natural of 84. The book and the movie are not the same. You should read the book, though, my wife says. Number 6, A League of Their Own. This all-star cast, definitely a historical piece about the Women's Professional Baseball League in the 1940s. And then I'm going to give you the top 5 here. Sugar from 2008. It's a really good look at the life of a foreign player coming to North America. Dominican Republic, more or less, is really the pathway. Filmed in a couple of Midwest League ballparks, but it sort of tells you the hazards of that life and what can happen to guys who don't make it. It's really the story of trying to make it, getting off the island. Number 4, Major League, 89. In a Major League 2, you can watch them back to back. They're interchangeable, but watch the first and watch the second one. They're great. There's some great humor there. Bob Uecker's greatness in that movie. His lines are great. There are so many great lines in that one, but the Major League duo is greatness. The 1 and 2 are great. I love the American Express commercial for you folks. Remember those American Express commercials? Number 3, Field of Dreams, 89. The most spiritual movie of the Great Game, perhaps. It really is very spiritual. It's really baseball and heaven, Iowa, and all that sort of tied together. I love Ray Liotta in it, but he doesn't sound like Shoeless Joe Jackson sounded like in the 1900s. Again, South Carolina, but again, I think Ray Liotta is good in it. Kevin Costner is great in everything he does. Greatness all the way around. The game to us is what it doesn't matter no matter what country you live in. And I think that resonates with fans around the world, that it's more about not so much your team, but about the love of your family, your experiences, your upbringing, no matter what the sport may be. Field of Dreams could have been about anything, right? Bad News Bears, the original, 76, excuse me. This might have been 15 on my list years ago, but over the years it's aged well because they try to remake it. Nothing's better than Buttermaker in that 2012 with the original Bad News Bears. The Breaking Training and the one in Japan is also fun stuff as well to follow up with. But really, the original Bad News Bears are for you folks that played Little League or on a team that stunk. Walter Matthau in that role was greatness, just overall greatness. The Bad News Bears. It takes you back to the 70s when baseball still was pretty up there in popularity, probably ahead of the NFL at the time, but was starting to lose that grip. You can kind of see that players wanted to be what kids wanted to be back in those days. And my favorite all time is Bull Durham. It takes you inside the life of the minor leagues in the late 80s, early 90s. It's something I've talked about on the air a couple of times. I worked in Charleston, West Virginia, my first year. Their uniforms appear in there. The owner was a consultant in the movie. The South Atlantic and the Carolina League. I was in those leagues early in my career. The original Greensboro ballpark. Been to Asheville where those scenes were filmed with Crash in his final home runs. I mean, those are all places I went. They were all part of my early experiences of the game. I would watch that game, that VHS for road trips all the time because it resonated so much with my time on the road in my first couple years in the professional game as a broadcaster. So there you go. That's my Christmas list right there. That's my top 20. Again, my top 5. I'll review them again one more time. I'd say Sugar from 2008, Major League from 89, Field of Dreams 89, Bad News Bears 76, and Bull Durham 88. You may have your own list, but I compiled that. There's some honorable mentions. There's one called Catching Hell, a great one about Steve Bartman from 2011. The 2010 documentary on Jordan Rides the Bus is good. Fernando Nation from 2010, also an ESPN piece. There's a knuckleball documentary from Showtime in 12. There's several innings. There's really a good one, too, that it's worth a watch from 2004. 9 innings from ground zero. It dives into the President Bush and his time at Yankee Stadium and all that happened after 9/11. Those are some honorable mentions, but just some things that are watched. Perhaps you're trying to kill some time the holidays. My Australian mates love that list, and I hope you guys will enjoy that as well. So here we go. A couple of questions and comments. Let's see what we got here. Can I have a tardy slip, Robbie? You're late, but you made it. I'm glad you're here. Robbie's there. Robbie says, I'll give my soul for one. I know he would. And that takes you back to the movies, Robbie. Field of Dreams, things like that, those spiritual experiences of the game and with the Explorers. I know a lot of you folks have had those experiences with the game, with your family. I know Robbie and his grandfather and his family have had experiences with the X's, and I'm sure you have too. The game, sports, the things we love. Manga was talking about Ohio State, Bobby SC, the teams we love, right? The places we grew up, the teams we love, the teams we follow. For me, I didn't grow up in San Antonio, but I like the Spurs a great deal. And they mean a lot to me, in the NBA. My Texas Tech, where I graduated from, having a magical time right now. Those things resonate. And you think about the people you would call when there's success, and they're not around anymore. In my case, I would have probably called my old man and said, Dad, can you believe this? I mean, I remember when the Rangers made their first World Series, the first person I called was my dad from below the Bronx subway or Bronx train in Yankee Stadium. They were one game away. I'm like, Dad, they're going to go. It's those memories and these movies kind of resonate with you. And I think that's where I'm coming from with these movie lists, because I think Field of Dreams is a great example. These movies take us back, and we want a championship. We want to connect those dots, right, to those memories. And you can put those in and watch them this holiday season. All right, yes, Robbie, you've been ejected. You're getting dangerously close to 1-day suspension, Robbie. Anyway, glad you guys stopped by. Explorers Expressos, our Christmas edition. We're going to wrap things up here. I usually give you gift ideas, but let me just give you this gift idea simply because we went long, and that's fine. I'm glad. I'd really go long with Bobby and Steve than anything else. I'd really just do the whole show with them. Maybe next year, just whole show with them, and we'll do the early December show, your gift ideas. How about that, right? That's what we should do. Great ideas. Explorers gear, merch. They're at the ballpark. That's a great idea. Season tickets, great idea. Maybe it's like, we go every year, but how about a step up to a suite? The Good Life. Oh, the Good Life. That'd be great, right? That'd be cool. That opportunity's there, and those are opportunities right there. Give the X's a call right there, and if you go on the website, there's more details as well. But tickets for every bark in the park. There you go. That's a great idea there. A bark in the park ticket. maybe it comes with a you get your own customized Explorers doggy bowl. I don't know, doggy jersey. My dog has a tech jersey. Maybe you have a doggy jersey. Just ideas. But again, some gift ideas for out there with the baseball aficionado. I think the greatest thing is stocking stuffer is to get you some opening day tickets or just to grab you a voucher. Again, a suite. Take the family. Something, man. Do something. Be a part of the X's this year. We're looking forward to having you all a part of what we're doing in 2026. Thanks to Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post. Thanks for you folks who stopped by for 5 minutes the entire time. It's been a real busy time. And again, this show usually airs the week prior of Christmas, but I don't mind telling you all, I had an exciting opportunity last week. I got to be a part of a broadcast of a Texas high school state championship game at AT&T Stadium. Is a really cool deal. The biggest venue I've ever broadcast in, probably ever in my life. It'll be the biggest one I've ever been in. Not that and I take every broadcast seriously, so you know how very important it was to me. And of course, tie it back to the American Association. Brad Allred, who the voice of the Cleveland Railroaders, and I have been teamed up this year for a state championship run, and it was magical. Came up short, but hey, made the state finals, and there's something like 300 teams playing that class. 300 teams in that classification. They're the last two standing. I think it's a pretty good year work right there. Jason says, I tried to tell Robbie you need those tardy slips. There we go. Yes, need tardy slips. I want to say thank you to you folks. I want to say also, I didn't get a chance to say this to Bobby, but thank you to Bobby and his wife Jennifer for their help this year in support of the Ronald McDonald House. If you want a gift, you want a place to give, that's a great place to give. I'd encourage, Mongo said earlier, give that charity your choice, your church, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's the Ronald McDonald House, could be anywhere. There are people out there less fortunate in our city, in our area, in our country, wherever we're at. There are people out there that need our love, support. They need something. So whatever it is, just be better. Show them more love. We talk about it all the time. Show them more love. I mean, let's do a little bit better than we did yesterday. Let's do that. And my dog is the dog. Come here, buddy. Come here. You want to get on the show? Come here. I'll get him. Come here. No, he now wants on the couch. Come here. Come here. Say so what, everybody. Come here. Up. Don't hit the. Sorry, bud. Up. There we go. Up. Pull everything out of the. There we go. There you go, buddy. There we go. Up. Now we got the headphones run up. Just move the camera. Up. There we go. Let's move this back. Is that what you want to do, buddy? You want to be on Bark in the Park? I got the headphones on me. Up. So he's like circling because he wanted to be a part of the show here. So he's a part of the show as well. But again, let me turn this back around here. All of our shows, of course, and just a little business side of things, all of our shows are on, of course, on the Facebook page, but also all of our podcasts are on our podcast site, which is right here. Let me put this up on the screen for you. I know a lot of you folks have been going by to check those out, and I appreciate it. Now let's do this right here. Hold on just a second. Talk about yourselves. This is the web page right here. This is the link. So all these shows are right here in this spot right there. So I'm put this up on the screen right there. You guys can download our podcast. And what do you think, buddy? What do you think? There we go. Download our podcast right there. All of our interviews, and they're always there. Even last year and everything going forward are all right there. All right. Are we ready? You want me to let you down? You had enough? Okay. You can have enough. Let me let you down. There you go. You can go circling around again. All right. Thanks for stopping by. There'll be no announcements on players until after the first of the year. Look forward to that, though. We do have some of the hopper. Mongo mentioned that earlier. I know talked to Tom this morning a little bit on email. We'll have those announcements coming for you. I hope you have a Merry Christmas wherever you are worldwide, wherever you are in this country, in this beautiful world of ours. Hope you and your family remember the holiday season and why we celebrate. Yes, Santa's great and all that. And he's right here. We've got Texas Santa right here. Texas Santa's cool, but we celebrate the birth. And I hope you guys are celebrating that as well. Remember the reason for the season, as Bobby said as well. From my wife, the doctor, and myself, we love you guys and wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. Looking forward to seeing you in 2026. And before you know it, we'll be ready to go and ready to go again with that baseball season coming up in May of 2026. Love you all. Again, thanks to Bobby Post and Steve Montgomery, legends right there. Wishing my entire front office family a Merry Christmas, to Tom, Emily, Emma, whom I met, Jessica, everybody, owner John and his whole entire team, just great. The entire organization, that includes the folks there behind the scenes that we don't even see every day in the corporate office, if you will. Much love to them and all their support, what we're doing here with the Sioux City Explorers. I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Let's be better fans tomorrow than we were today. Let's show more love tomorrow than we did today, going forward in 2026. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas. You ready for some Go X's? All right, you guys ready? Everybody get ready. Get your vocal cords ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. Get our clothes ready to go as well, if I can find it here somewhere along the way. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, Go X's. I'll see you in January, everybody. Rock 'em Tech. Promise.
Baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. Explorers just won't be beat. Alright. Baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. Come on, everybody. Well, it's baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. Well, it's baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. It's out of sight. Hey, well, it's baseball, Sioux City style. Baseball, Sioux City style.